It's going to take a lot of work to comprehend what ultimate freedom really is, because it's something that you're going to experience throughout your entire day. And when you recognize that you essentially have two choices within this experience of life, you will see that anything that isn't absolute freedom is a part of the matrix. And no matter what experience it is you are having throughout the day, where you encounter a situation where you don't experience ultimate freedom, will be you encountering a cloud, a misconception. And no matter how well I explain anything on this channel, you're never going to get such a good video that you don't need to deal with the shadows yourself. But of course, as you raise your frequency, you'll recognize more and more of what freedom really is, and you'll recognize how many shadows there really might be, how many situations throughout the day there might be where you're encountering a low frequency mindset. But unless you are truly determined to experience ultimate freedom, ultimate empowerment, you will not encounter all of these clouds. You will not recognize them. You will not be aware enough to see that you are a little upset right now. Yeah, about this small little thing, or this big thing, or that you're choosing to think like this or that about certain things. You wouldn't know that that is a thing, that is a cloud, that is a low frequency mindset. So of course I can explain in essence what shadow work is, and you will be able to use it for whatever shadows you recognize. But if you want ultimate freedom, no matter the cost, then you will be able to find all sorts of little things that you are doing that is hindering your freedom. And let's take a simple scenario. And it could be any type of scenario. It could be that you're making some tomato sauce for your spaghetti, or you're thinking about sitting down to write a story. Ultimately, you just wanted to make a good spaghetti sauce that you could enjoy, that you could digest perfectly well, and go on with your day. But you see, that whole process of making the sauce and eating it is one experience that have many experiences in it. Of course, you have making the sauce and you have eating the sauce, but within making the sauce you have many experiences. And you ultimately just want it to be a good sauce that you enjoy. Any thought or idea or whatever comes to mind through the process where you are making the sauce about whether or not you will be able to make it good enough, or if you will have too much salt in it. I mean, it's all a part of the experience that you don't really want. You just want to enjoy yourself, mix together whatever you know is needed for this sauce to be good. And anything that isn't of that needs to go. And then you're going to eat the spaghetti. And you just want to eat it and enjoy it and feel good and energized after that meal. And any thoughts or ideas that you might have about whatever it should be, that you might not feel energized, you might feel tired, your belly might start hurting, anything needs to go. So you see, you can have two experiences, ultimate freedom, or one where you have clutter in your mind about whether or not this is going to be really joyful and beneficial. And you have that same thing going on, potentially, with anything in your life, any experience you might have, where there might be clouds, and unless they are dealt with, you're not going to experience that freedom. And let's say you want to write a story. Well, can you just know that you can write a story and sit down and write it? And any doubts you might have is a cloud, and it needs to go, so you can be ultimately free and empowered. So you simply can just write a story, and you choose yourself how good it's going to be, and that's simply what you will create. Or if you want to go out and search for a job, essentially you just want to pick and choose whichever job you want, and you want to get hired. And any thoughts or ideas you might have that maybe you're not good enough for that job, or maybe they want someone else instead, well, just let it go. Ultimately, you want to be absolutely free, so you can live the life you want to live. So there isn't any clutter, anything is holding you down. But living this type of life with all of these clouds, all of this doubt in your abilities, is perfectly normal. It's something that anyone can recognize themselves in. And if you know that you want ultimate freedom, no matter what, you should be truly happy every time you can catch yourself when you're doing something that is hindering this freedom. I mean, wow, what a discovery, really. And here it is, now you know. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to let it go? Or are you going to rethink how your mindset should be for you to ultimately be free? It's never anything to get upset about catching a cloud. I mean, personally, it's the one thing I live to do, to set myself free. And if I can recognize that I'm not as free as I thought about this or that, well, then I deal with it. And then suddenly I'm super duper free. But really thinking it through, if this is something for you, ultimate freedom, 9/11, ultimate empowerment, a ultimate knowing that you can do it, that you can do anything, and to feel it and to know it and to see it in the experiences you are having, that you truly can do it, that you are doing it, is going to be so much easier if that is something that you truly want, if that is what you are living for, to be free. So you see that essentially you're going through your day with a strong desire of being free. And if you encounter a behavior or a mindset that is causing anything else than freedom, then take a look at it. Keep in mind what you ultimately want. And how can you possibly change your mind? How can you let go of that cloud, that mindset? Is it a very legit way of thinking about things? now that you start to really understand how things work, what the world is, who you are. And if you keep that in mind, well, then it can be a very, very easy thing to let go of a cloud. You know you're a source player, you know you can be free. Of course, you can make a good tomato sauce for your spaghetti and enjoy it, or get that job, or write that story, or watch a movie in complete joy and gain a lot of insight or clarity or awareness without judging people. And if you were to do that, well, then of course you can catch yourself and remember the truth. Is there really anything to judge? So you need to stay aware throughout the day, aware of what you ultimately want and aware of what you are experiencing. And stay aware of what you choose to experience, what you want to experience. And catch yourself and be happy if you see that, wow, here is just another situation where I am not necessarily thinking the way I need to think to be free. And then it's up to you. What are you going to do about it? And of course, I have mentioned many ways of dealing with clouds on this channel. And you use whatever technique works for you. Essentially, it's something that you're holding on to, anything. And you're probably holding hard sometimes. And if you recognize a cloud, try to be aware, is it something that you're holding on to? Can you simply just let go? And I mean like this. It's something that you have grabbed onto. Can you simply just let it go? And often that can be enough. And if you know that you are ultimately free, that's just who you are, then you will see that whatever you let go of will lead you back to the freedom. Of course, you need to intend for that to be your reality, but it's very helpful. It's very powerful. Just let go and return back to center. Return back to neutrality, to happiness, and intend to be free.